this session is using AI to streamline your processes with Rache from Squarestylist. Sorry, it's been a long day. And I think I wanted to choose you. I said earlier in my introduction, is because you're so well known for code and creating beautiful websites, helping people to create beautiful websites with your Squarestylist membership and your courses. And I feel like you're such a successful businesswoman. And I think sometimes we might be known for something, but it's really interesting for people to see the behind the scenes of how a successful person runs their business. And I'm sure that, I thought to myself, I bet you will be utilizing AI very much. And I really wanted to see how you did it with your processes in your business. So I'm really excited to have you here. Thank you for coming. I'm going to pop myself over into the corner and I'm going to let you run with your presentation.
All right, it's an honor. I prepared a presentation, but I'm also happy to answer any questions. Let me just share my presentation right here. Hope it's coming through.
I'm going to mute myself and my video just for this so I can just eat a bit of dark chocolate with salt and raspberries and not be munching.
All right. Thanks, Liz. So yeah, I'm just going to share with you my AI-assisted web design workflow. I just would like to mention that I'm coming in not as an expert in AI. I'm also just experimenting, curious about the intersection of what I do and AI. But I'm not an expert at all here. So I'm open to your thoughts, suggestions, but I'm going to share how I've been integrating it so far in my design workflow. As Liz mentioned, I'm Rach. I'm the founder of Squarestylist and the creator of Standout Squarespace. And I believe really what has allowed me to thrive in business is really my sustained dedication to always keep improving. And that's why I love learning. And so at the moment, I'm really learning more about the technology that can help us, including AI. So first, before I go into my workflow, I would like to share how I approached AI. First is that I start with caution. There's a lot of hype and I would say noise around AI. I just let myself take my time. Right now, for example, you might have heard others automating everything, allowing AI to control their computers, using local LLMs, all of those, or even using browsers to control what they do. I would like to proceed with care, caution. I know there are also risks that comes with AI, and so it's okay to take time and if you're not ready to integrate AI, it's also totally fine. Again, we are proceeding everything with caution, with everything with caution, and it's okay. But how I approach it is just I followed my curiosity, but with some guardrails. And so before I actually integrated it into my process, I consulted with my lawyer. She's Ivy of Canary and Hedge, and we had this conversation about how I can integrate AI into my design workflow. And so she told me that it's best to disclose it to clients first, or to anyone I'm working with. And so she's really very generous to write a blog post about it. You can check it out via my blog. And she also provided AI usage clauses that you can use in our contract if you use AI as well in your workflow. And then the way I approach it too is I started where I struggled. I asked myself where I need most help with. And what I've found when I reflected is that I do have a good design development intuition, but I am not so confident about articulating my thoughts. And so, as Phil mentioned a while ago, I use AI a lot in transcribing not only my meetings, but also my thoughts. I'll share more about the tool that I use later on. I also, the first time I integrated AI into my process is really when I use it to create placeholder copy when I'm creating wireframes for my Squarespace designs. I'm also going to share that in a while. And then as I learn more about I also constantly remind myself to protect what I love doing. So, of course, at the start, I haven't identified yet, but as I was experimenting, I I always remind myself, okay, which part of the process I love doing, and I don't want to like delegate that to AI for now. So, yeah, and in my case, that's design exploration. So, if you'd like to learn more about how I approach design, and this is still how I approach design because I haven't used AI yet into my like the design exploration phase of my process, you may check out how I approach exploring design ideas for websites via this blog post. Before I go into like the specifics of what tools I use, I'd like to share like some overarching learnings. First is that it's so interesting to try everything, to try all the tools that everyone uses, but it's also best to remind ourselves that the costs stack too when you use all of these. And there's also a lot of fragmentation in terms of where you put your data. And so it's best, for me, it's best to have fewer tools, but use them like you maximize them as much as possible. Like in my case, because I already use Notion and Figma a lot in my design process and in my communication with my clients, I really like looked into like what AI built-in AI tools they have, or tools in general that they have that I can maximize. So, for example, before I used to pay for a lot for tools that will transcribe my thoughts. So I did try AudioPan, Granola, I tried Descript, I tried Voice Notes, all of those, and then I realized I looked into Notion, and then they actually have AI meeting notes, and don't I don't have to use that Notion AI meeting notes only for meetings. I can actually use it to like just think out loud, voice out my ideas, and it will just like organize my messy thoughts for me. So that's like my most favorite use of AI at the moment. And then I also like, of course, maximize the use of Figma and everything like that they offer in the app. And then I also like to take note that AI is nothing without your input. Like without human input, its outcome is really not helpful. So the more input, frameworks, context we provide, the better the result will be. But of course, again, proceed with caution. So when I'm interacting with any like LLMs like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, all of those, I make sure I don't include confidential information, especially that of clients, especially that of my own business. So yeah, and this also like reassures me AI won't replace me because it just amplifies what I know. It's just a tool that I can help like facilitate some of the things like in my process, or someone I can have brainstorming with. And then another one is you don't have to do what everyone else is doing. So right now everyone is like into automation. For me, I use like these tools more to like converse and to learn. And it's totally fine to like do most of the things in terms of conversation. You don't have to automate a lot, but if you find like there are like repeated tasks that you can standardize, that's when you can create some tools like custom GPTs or Claude scales and projects, just like what Phil demonstrated earlier. So now let me walk you through how I've integrated AI into every part of my design process. First is in discovery and strategy. As I mentioned, I use Notion a lot. It's also what I use as my project management dashboard. So everything else in my like all the questionnaires for my clients, all the handoffs, the sign-offs are in Notion. And so I've used AI meeting notes also to just think out loud. Like, for example, I just voice out the client's responses to my feedback form. And then at the same time, I also share my insights based on their responses. I just do that in everything. And what AI meeting notes does is it transcribes everything and it summarizes it for me, like organizes everything in a like a structured manner. So yeah, I just think out loud. Just in Notion, you just need to open that block in any page. If you're not using Notion, then there are other tools that you can use for transcription. One other one that I tried is Whisper Flow. As long as it's like in one place and you can easily like pull it, then that would be like a good like repository of your thoughts. So I use AI meeting notes a lot, and then I find myself, okay, I feel like I would like to standardize some part of my process while incorporating all those insights for me while I think out loud. And so I created a tool. This is what I call website strategy app, because this is a very important part of my process, but I find that it's consuming a lot of a time. And so in this tool, I can upload the discovery call notes. Like if I had a discovery call with clients, I just upload the file. And then I also upload my insights from like the data analysis that I like went through, depending on their Google Analytics, or as I audit their site. As I mentioned, I just think out loud and just feed all the information that I can in this app, and then it will help me come up with a website strategy document, and then it is also like ChatGPT or Claude, wherein I can ask it to improve some parts of the sections, and then it'll create and visualize the layout for me that I can easily just download as a PDF and present to clients. So that's how I made this process really, really streamlined.
Wait,
I'm happy
hold on.
All
Sorry.
right.
So you can verbalize the transcript that you have on the discovery call, or when you're telling them about the strategy, you get the transcription for that. Then you sort of speak into Figma or wherever this program is, your thoughts on everything. Oh, sorry, is
Yes.
this a video that's going through and you're
Yeah,
like,
it's just going through. Don't worry, it's just a loop. Yeah.
oh shit, sorry. Oh, okay, so cool. So then you just plug that into this. It's all of your AIs within this platform, and then it just designs stuff. It
Yes.
automatically designs it.
Yeah, it automatically designs it, but it's specifically for the website strategy only. So it's an app that I develop only for website strategy. I share it for now with my standout Squarespace students, but I'm planning to make it available as well, like separately. But for now, it's in our insider program. Don't worry, later I'll share some like free tools that I developed. But for this part of my process, this is how I incorporated it.
Okay.
If you're curious, you can also use other tools like custom GPTs. You can also, like, if you have a framework already, or if you have examples of like website strategy or audits that you've done with clients, you can actually
we're going to use yours.
You can actually feed those as well to custom GPT or Claude skills. But yeah. Yeah, so that's just for website strategy. And then for content, I actually still recommend my clients, if they have the time, I do have a comprehensive like content guide that I would love for them to fill out. But most of them really just would like to visualize the websites first. And so how I changed my process is that I come up with a placeholder copy first, and then once that's the one I use in my initial designs. And then once they see that the copy with the design, that's when they start refining the copy. So what I do is I have this free tool called Copy Spark. You can access it by just signing up to my website, squarestylist.com/copyspark. And what it does is you can just share what you know about the brand, even also the discovery calls or the the exist any information about the brand, like brand mission, vision, the goal of the website, and it will come up with with the recommended pages, recommended sections, and starting copy that you can use to showcase your designs. This is based, as again, how I train this tools is using the framework that I've used for years working with clients. So this one I built with my content framework, and I also train it with examples, and then in my discovery calls, this is an example of my script with the clients. When I have discovery calls, I give them an option to provide the copy themselves by filling out the content guide that I have in Google Docs, or I can use placeholder content. And this is how I shared with them. Feel free to screenshot or so. And then I just
sorry, I just have to say, I love that, because I think that I always ask my clients to write copy, but actually sometimes as a designer who does work with copy a lot, you can sort of say, I think that this would be good, because you've had the discovery call with them, you know what they're trying to say. So you can write something in there and then they can perfect it. And you have something where the copy that you've perfected, they've got like another platform offsite where they can edit it, and then you'll go and put that where it was meant to be. Okay, great.
Yeah, some clients are more visual. They want to see like how the sections are laid out, and that's when they would like to refine the copy. And so I give them these options now, but I do have this in my contract where I mention that any changes to the copy will like incur costs. So yeah, again, feel free to adapt or tweak to what fits your workflow. Now, in terms of designing and visuals, as I mentioned, I've tried other tools. Like, for example, I tried variant.com, Brillium, Gemini to, for example, come up with a design for a website. But I feel like it's really not something that I would like to delegate to AI. The aesthetics, all of the layouts are not aligned to what I usually come up with. And so I decided that in terms of creating layouts, design exploration in general, I'd love to keep that manual. And so I still use Pinterest. Again, as I mentioned, I have a YouTube video about my design process. But where I struggle most is in coming up with images, because I also ask for images from my clients. Sometimes they don't have it at hand. And so for clients, I haven't used AI imagery yet. I'm not yet comfortable. I still recommend that they use their own imagery because, of course, that establishes their credibility. And it might be that SEO, we don't know exactly. There's still uncertainty to this, but based on Google's documentation, they will favor original content. And so having original imagery is an advantage for SEO. But how I've used AI for now is I sell templates. I create digital products. I sell courses. And so in my conceptual projects, I use AI. And so I started experimenting with tools like Gemini, ChatGPT in terms of generating images. And then I came up with a workflow in order for me to standardize my workflow. And so I also created an app. So again, as I mentioned, I start conversing first with all of these tools. And then what I do is once I standardize my process, I come up and create a tool. But I have a developer background. And so I come up with these tools that's AI powered. And so I have this tool where I can just specify the colors of the brand, for example, if I'm creating a template, a Squarespace template, then I will just give the conceptual description of that template. And then I use this tool to create prompts for me and to create this coherent imagery. yeah, if there's a logo, it can also emboss the logo. These are the types of like requests that you can also do in available tools like Gemini. But again, I just want like something that's more standardized, and that's why I created tools like this. But the workflow when you're creating imagery is to establish a style first, feed it with like the colors that you want, feed it with a mood, with what, for example, if you want film grain, what camera is used, if it's Kodak Portra or if it's like digital camera, all of those, just feed it with that information, and then it can create like a hero image. And then what it can do afterwards when it has a style like a hero image is it can create more aligned imagery based on that. So yeah, this is how I'm using AI only for now for Squarespace templates that I am conceptualizing as well as in my portfolio.
That looks
like
amazing. I'm just,
yeah.
by the way, we started 5 or so minutes late, but we're at the end of where that would be. So just
Sure.
to give you a bit of a time, if we can, the last 2 points, if we can.
Sure. Yeah, of course.
This is amazing, though.
Yeah.
So I have told
So,
Will and Becca we're going to be a little bit late, but yeah.
yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. So in terms of building and coding, I still love using Squarespace. As I mentioned, I use and create custom apps, but Squarespace is still my preferred platform and what I recommend to my clients, because you just need to like customize it a bit, and it will transform existing elements. And the base architecture of Squarespace is really solid in terms of responsiveness and accessibility. And I created a tool that's also free, so you can check out squaresavvy.com, and then you can like select any element, and then you can it'll help you customize it. So please check that out. In terms of launch and handoff, I did create a wizard, like an AI powered help center, where I recorded like videos for clients, Squarespace templates clients and clients, and then they can just use this tool so that they can ask questions, and it will like give them Squarespace specific like general Squarespace instructions. So this is like a hub for my clients and my template customers. And then, I think if you'd like to like see me like share this the Savvy tool in action, let me know. But I think we're short of time, but I'm happy to answer any questions.
Oh, my mind's blown. I know, Rach, I don't go into your world as much because I'm not a developer. But when you talk about all this stuff, I'm like, oh my God, you just do like mind-blowing stuff. Like my mind's blown. I'm like, I don't even know what's happening. You're like building apps and softwares. And do you have like a sign-off page with like a scan thing? I think in the speaker, actually, Mimi, can we put the speaker button below? Because that's where Rach has got her Savvy.
Yes, please check out because it's going to be helpful for Squarespace designers. If you have any questions, you may also like contact me via Instagram. I'm online at Squarestylist. If you have questions, I'm happy to answer them. But yes, so I'm just so happy. Sorry if I haven't gone through the chat, but
no, well, we had like a lot of that was just, oh, there we go. Somebody's put it in. Thank you, Barbara. People are saying Savvy is unreal. I use it all the time. Rach, do you know, I've been feeling, can you stop sharing now so we can just have your face up here? So I just wanted to say, like, I feel like whenever I have you on the summit, I always feel like I've got so much on. And I think this weekend, I want to become a better designer. I feel like I'm very intuitive and I love the designs that I do, but I can imagine I could do it 2.0, like elevate it. And I feel like I need to spend a weekend going through your website and everything that you do, because I just think that you make everybody better at what they already do. So I just want to say as well from your talk, what I got from it, and I thought was really lovely, that you were so thoughtful at the beginning about how people I think a lot of us are feeling about AI, how you were very considered, you were very thoughtful, and also there can be so many different apps and we feel overwhelmed on where to do it. So you were like, where can I actually, what I'm already paying for, can I
Yes.
use them already? I thought that was really nice to talk about. How can I use Figma and Notion, which I use? Can I use
Yeah.
AI within there? So
Yes.
I really enjoyed that. And yeah, I don't know if anybody actually, I don't think anybody's actually saying a question other than they just all think they're brilliant. So which seems to be, whenever I speak to anybody, that's what everybody always says. So thank you for showing up today. What time is it with you, Rach?
Oh, it's 1 in the morning, but it's 1 a.m. Yeah, it's okay.
Wild.
All the way from the Philippines. But yeah, so happy. It's also such a great like conversation with you, Liz, and everyone here. So I'm so happy. Again, you may contact me at Squarestylist or via my website, squarestylist.com/support.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you so much for being here today. You're
Thank you.
amazing.